Hi everyone, JSays here. Okay, so never have I ever in the history of my blog done an album review via video. So, welcome to the first one. I hope it's not a total disaster. I'm going to be covering Ariana Grande's Sweetener, and I have to say it's anything but. But before we get into that, there's going to be a recap, summary, whatever you want to call it, below the video. It's going to have some extra details and some other lug nuts that I want to throw in. So whether you're viewing this on my website or on YouTube, there should be something fun at the bottom. Anyway, so Ariana Grande, Sweetener. Like I said, it's anything but. It's listless, it's passive, and it's indifferent. Steven Tyler of Aerosmith said in his autobiography that the worst thing music can be is indifferent. It's got to be flat out bad or flat out awesome. And I gotta say, I agree with him. I really feel like the album highlights some quintessential problems that Ariana has as an artist, and I will be getting into that, what that thing is, here shortly. The writing. Don't have any, I guess, major problems with the writing. It's decent. It's very run-of-the-mill. There's a couple of songs where you can tell there was a concerted effort or some thought put into those. Some examples include The Light Is Coming and Get Well Soon. Other than that, there's gratuitous and superfluous expletives throughout the album. I've never been a big fan of those, no matter who the performer is. I just feel like if you're going to drop F-bombs or any other four-letter words, it's got to have a function. It's got to have a purpose. Otherwise, you're just sucking the lyricism out of your content. And there should be a distinction between lyrics and a casual text to a friend. But anywho, the production, I have a bit more to say about that. Pharrell Williams was the lead producer. What he does is that he merges Ariana's past excursions with EDM and pop R&B, which he does a great job of that. However, sonically it's a lot less musical than her previous albums, of which he did not work on. Instead, it's very machinic and mechanical. And on top of that, the rhythms are very monotonic and recurrent and redundant, and it's weird because there was a similar issue with Justin Timberlake's Man of the Woods, which was released back in March of this year, and Pharrell was the lead producer on that. It's very strange for him because he's known for his addictive and eccentric offerings, and now everything's kind of, or as of late, things have kind of plateaued, flatlined a little bit. There's like this lifelessness to it. While you're listening to Sweetener, you really don't get the feel that the songs were custom made for Ariana to execute. And there's this huge perceptible disconnect between him as a producer and Ariana as an artist. It was almost like they weren't in the same room collaborating at any point. There's two songs in particular that I think the general public knows were meant for other artists, and that's R.E.M. and Borderline. R.E.M. was formerly Wake Up for Beyonce, and Borderline was meant for Missy Elliott. While it's not unheard of for producers to take tracks that aren't accepted and give them to other artists, those said artists, those said singers, they will take that song and make it their own and put their own unique stamp on it. And here's where we get to Ariana's quintessential problem. I'm going to pull a quote from my own review, no less. It was a review for My Everything, in which I said, end quote, "I've never heard someone sing with such a bewildering dearth of enthusiasm and personality." Ariana Grande has a beautiful, ethereal voice. It's one reason why I have just been so persistent with following her career and keeping up with her, because the vocals are just They're just lovely. But for some reason, she seems to have problems emoting. She seems to have problems singing with conviction. And I think that might be for a couple of different reasons. Option A, she's not connecting to the material. It's really hard to sync with something that these, cutesy, catchy bops that are great for the minute, but ultimately don't have any timeless quality, and they won't have a long-lasting impact. Option B, she's not able to express herself creatively like she wants to. She wouldn't be the first artist to have that problem where they clash with their label with the direction of their career and how they want things to go. Or option C, where she hasn't really completely formed her identity yet as a performer. Maybe she doesn't have a vision just yet for how she wants things to go, how she wants it to flow, what her sound is going to be, what her image is going to be, so forth and so on. I'm leaning towards options B and C more, because even when she's singing songs that are supposed to be personal, such as Get Well Soon, which is a tribute to the victims of the Manchester bombing at her concert last year, or Better Off, which I believe is about one of her past romantic relationships, or Breathing, which is about anxiety that she's had to deal with. Even in those cases, the emotion, the energy is at a bare minimum. Having personality, having je ne sais quoi, when you're in the booth, that is going to come through. If you have it, that's going to come through no matter what you're singing, no matter the context of the song, no matter the style. Take an artist like Britney Spears or Rihanna. Neither one of those women are known for having powerhouse vocals, yet they're able to create these songs that, for better or worse, are infectious and are going to stick with you and are going to be referenced over time. Also, take Britney. She's able to do a song like Every Time just as easily as a song like Work Bitch. Rihanna, same with her. She can do a Stay or Love the Way You Lie just as easily as a Pour It Up. And that's because of the unique individual characteristic energy that both of those ladies are able to put in their music, no matter what they're doing. Another symptom that there might be some type of identity incongruency problem is a lot of her, what she has said about her influences and her background. You don't really hear that on her albums. She's mentioned as an influence Imogen Heap, Mariah Carey, Judy Garland, even Destiny's Child. I think she's also mentioned doing musical theater at some point. I might be mistaken, don't fully quote me on that, but I feel like that's in her background too. And like I said, you don't really get that with the music that she ultimately makes. Sweetener is Ariana Grande's 4th album in 5 years. Yeah, I think that's right. That's a lot of content in a short time. Whether you have a vision or not, that gives you no breathing room to contemplate on what you've done this far and map out your next move. Beyond that, the rollout for her this far has been very bipolar. Image-wise, they went from Sweet 16 party dresses to a sex kitten in Sweet 16 party dresses. Musically, the albums rarely have theme or a cohesive structure. Stylistically, there's always this moderately substantial shift, and you don't get the feel that it's for the sake of variety. It's more like, okay, we're throwing things at the wall just to see if it'll stick. On the note of cohesion, my friend and I, we always joke about how with each of Ariana's albums, the intro is always this beautiful, heavenly, floaty, sometimes doo-woppy kind of opening, and then right after is this song that sonically, like musically and concept-wise, has nothing to do with the intro. Like, you just roughly switch gears. I really feel like overall Ariana is kind of a victim of the bar being set so much lower these days with the industry. They're cutting a lot of corners. They don't do artist development like they used to. They don't do coaching like they used to. There's a lot of things where the quality has reduced, and she is one person that I think is getting lost in the shuffle. Connecting all of this back to Sweetener, with the lethargic production and the middle-of-the-road lyrics, Ariana had nothing to hide behind. And it took a giant red pen with a circle and an underline to the issues that she may be having as a vocalist, artistically, and also brand-wise. Of her 4 albums, if I had to rank them, I would put Sweetener at the bottom. Sorry to say. Please let me know what you think, and hopefully we'll be talking again soon. Peace.